Thursday, January 5th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. I'm meteorologist Matthew East here with you. It's chilly this morning, not nearly as cold, though, as what we had yesterday morning when many of us were down into the teens. This morning, it's 20s and 30s across the region. And there's really a lot to talk about. I'm going to spend some time talking about what transpires over the next several days, a big storm system next week, and that system probably winds up being the game changer in terms of the overall pattern here across North America. Now let's start off with a look up at Beech Mountain this morning. That still looks cold. The parking lot's still snow-covered, and with good reason. The temperatures are in the 20s in many mountain locations this morning. There's your temperature map across the lower 48. Kind of a relaxation of that big blast of cold air that had been in place, but still some lingering cold air, especially down into Florida, and there still are a good number of freeze warnings out for the Sunshine State this morning. But notice everything pretty quiet across the lower 48 overall. On the water vapor imagery, there's been a pretty potent little disturbance diving through the region. There it is right now. And if the air mass wasn't so dry, it would have generated some decent precipitation. But, again, as I have been discussing with you, the air is so dry, it's just not able to produce any significant precipitation here across the region. So let's look for the next system. Here we are on the upper air chart. The disturbance I showed you a moment ago by this afternoon is offshore. And there's the next little cutoff piece of energy in northern Mexico. That will weaken as it moves our way. Let's go out further in time to Monday morning. That disturbance is gone. Here's the next one. Now this one will be a big weather player as it's cut off near the Four Corners region, the desert southwest, and northern Mexico. Now this is the European model. That's what it looks like Monday morning, and there it is on the European Wednesday morning. Powerful closed upper low over the lower Mississippi Valley, and notice this next piece of energy diving down into it, and the European takes a more northerly track with this. Here we are by overnight Wednesday night into Thursday morning, that southern piece of energy pivoting through the region, and finally by the time you get out to Friday morning, that's the overall look on the European model. Big vortex sitting near the Great Lakes region there, centered a little north of there. Now let's look at the GFS. It looks a little different, but similar overall on the GFS. This is Monday morning on the GFS. Compare that to the European at the same time frame. Okay, so let's go a little bit further out in time. Here we are Wednesday morning on the GFS. Compare that to the European at the same time. There's the GFS. There's the European. European a little slower. Okay, here's the GFS. And again, we go a little further out in time. Here we are Wednesday night into Thursday morning on the GFS. Compare that to the European at the same time. And again, they're similar. The GFS is slightly quicker, though, and the GFS is a decent amount farther south with the surface low track. And so let's go to the GFS. Again, today going to be really a nice day, warming things up. Our highs in the lower mid-50s today. And I tell you, tomorrow looks like an award winner. Friday, beautiful weather, sunshine, low in some mid-60s for highs. Beautiful day Friday. Now, before that main system moves through the middle part of next week, several disturbances ripple our way. One of those approaches this weekend, and so I think clouds will be on the increase Saturday. There might even be a little light rain Saturday afternoon, and I can't rule out some light rain at times Saturday night or Sunday, and a little backdoor cold front eases in Sunday too. So after some low 60s and even some mid-60s Saturday, I think Sunday we're looking at low and mid-50s. Some of that cooler air easing in here from the north. Now, Monday, it's going to be one of those deals where Monday and Tuesday there's probably a lot of clouds around. I can't rule out a shower or a little light rain really at any point there Monday or Tuesday, but it looks like the brunt of the next system will move through mainly Wednesday. This is early Wednesday afternoon on the GFS. And again, notice that surface low position is there in North Georgia and the upstate of South Carolina. The European model takes this on a further north track. The low is centered over the Ohio Valley, and the Canadian looks like it would be in between, but to get the idea, with Tennessee and Kentucky with that surface low on the Canadian. All right, so let me scoot back here to the GFS. Here we go. The rain moves through Wednesday, and then look what happens thereafter. Pretty good shot of cold air at the end of next week. And if you want to look at a cold run of a model overall, just take a look at the 0Z GFS today. Here we are at 372 hours. That's a brutally cold Arctic air mass. out on the 20th of January. And I think this low pressure next week, again, is sort of the game changer with the overall pattern. For most of winter, pretty much all of winter, all of the winter month, the meteorological winter since the 1st of December, we've had this positive phase of the Arctic Oscillation. But it looks like as this low pressure lifts through, it kind of pumps a ridge near Greenland. It also allows some blocking to begin to take hold, and the result here, you see this Arctic Oscillation heading toward the negative territory. The NAO heads toward at least neutral. And again, let's go back to the Arctic Oscillation and the green and red line there. That is the American modeling. The green line is the operational GFS. The red is the ensemble. I think the ensemble is what you need to focus on here. And the purple and blue lines, that's the European operational and ensemble, and it gets this Arctic Oscillation down toward at least neutral. And so I think everything is stepping in the direction of seeing that big positive phase of the Arctic Oscillation switch to a negative phase of the Arctic Oscillation later this month, and that means that the pattern becomes far more favorable for cold air in the eastern U.S. in a more sustained fashion, as well as a potential for storminess. So, winter weather fans, I know it's been kind of a boring stretch for you snow fans here thus far this winter, but I'm not guaranteeing any snow, but I definitely think the pattern is switching to a far more favorable pattern for winter weather chances in the southeast for the second half of January and beyond. We'll see how long it lasts, but that's how it looks to me right now. All right, that is it for today. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.